A Cuppa Joe Nintendo is powered by the You, Me, and Capri Patreon. We want to say thank you to some people, starting with our Diamond executive producer, Slimer Snarf, and then to our gold level patrons like James Johnson, Ryan Turford, Egg Shen, Nasty Boots and Tammy, Joel Brooks, and Jonathan Brown. Thank you everyone for all of your support.
We gotta have a conversation about this, Sean. We gotta talk about this. Two of our friends.
Wait a minute. Well, how are you? How are you today, Bob?
This is bigger.
Man.
This is bigger.
Okay,
than that.
All right. I guess we just don't care.
Two of our friends,
Yep.
had two different issues. It's two totally different issues, with their Nintendo Switch, and I think Donnie's okay. Ultimately, I think he just lost his games. But that's no big deal because he can re-download them. His memory card went bad, so that's whatever. That stinks. Absolutely, and I feel so bad for him, but his saves are still there. Everything's all right, because the saves are tied to the console itself, not the memory card, which is, thank God for that, because he'd have lost everything.
Right.
I also wonder, too, with Nintendo now allowing us to move our saves to our memory cards, are you able to then back them up on the computer, which I would assume yes, but who knows? I haven't tried it yet, so I don't really know. But Joey Splats, this is the big one. This is the big one. So,
heartbreaking.
Joey Splats was, 200 hours into Animal Crossing, and his file was corrupt. He went to go fire up, and his file was corrupt. Now, there's two things that I want to talk about here. All right. Number one, man. The Animal Crossing community, our Discord community, absolutely wrapped their arms around him and were like, this stinks. Whatever you need, whatever fossils you need, whatever DIYs you need, whatever it's going to take to get you up to par, to back to where you were, you let us know. And we will supply you with everything. That's number one. Number two is, I now feel that Nintendo needs to get their head out of their butts and fix this, because this is not okay. I have never heard of this happening, like in my world, right? It's never happened to me personally. Knock on wood. I've never had these type of issues, thank God. However, with this latest update that had happened, a lot of people were reporting that their files were corrupt.
That's brutal.
And they were corrupting out. And that's the world we live in, where these updates come all the time, and if a developer's not 100% paying attention, they could literally mess our games up because of a bug that gets in.
Those updates are really the thing that worries me. That, like, it happens a lot in other games too. When an update comes around, they're like, well, they fixed these bugs, but they create new bugs.
Yeah.
Right. And there's basically no insurance at this point. And what we're talking about here is, like, the one thing that it seems like the one thing that everybody brags about is the speaking point about Animal Crossing as a fan. It's like, do you have 100 or 600 hours into this game?
Yeah.
And when you're talking about that many hours for it to just, like, go up in smoke,
that stinks.
That's so scary, man. I don't know.
It's weird. It's hard because I still, when I think about it, I go, yeah, but man, I can't tolerate people cheating. And I get that aspect of it. But whatever Nintendo is working on, they need to get it done now. Like, this later year, no, man, this is not okay. Like, people are literally dropping. I had people in the community that are dropping 430 hours into this game already.
Doesn't it feel like you're walking on thin ice? Like, doesn't be like, well, the next time you fire this thing up and could not be there.
No, that would stink, and I would be pissed.
You know the screen too. You know, like, what happens when you start with the game. You're like, wait a minute, this is not. I should be on my island like this. I should be. It's good to see you again. See you here. Whatever they say at the start.
It's also. It also. There's something wrong. I think there was something ultimately wrong with Joey's Switch. Was the problem? What it boiled down to, because later he had said, like, he had loaded the game up again and it crashed again on him. So there's obviously something internally wrong with that particular Switch.
Yeah.
And I don't know what model it was or what version, and that's not, whatever. I was fortunate enough to get the brand new model, the Animal Crossing model, which is the updated battery and everything. So
Right.
hopefully,
Do you notice the difference? Do you ever play it like off dog, like handheld? Do you notice the difference in the battery?
To be honest with you, this console is not. That's not true. I gotta back it up. I can't say I never play handheld. I won't play handheld with just the console. I have to use the Satisfy grip. I hate this console in handheld mode. It doesn't feel comfortable, man. My hands start to hurt, like right in the palms. My hands start to hurt after a little with the JoyCons. Even the light. I'm not really a big fan of the light.
I was just playing Tetris 99. I love the light. Like it just feels the D-pad especially. I still find myself just like, look at this D-pad.
Yeah.
Like I find myself like I actually like. I'm so weird, like to say it out loud. I wrap my thumb around like the grooves of it. I'm like, it's just perfect size. Like it's just nice.
Yeah.
I love it. Got that Ring Fit Adventure theme on Tetris 99.
And I'm going to buy a Satisfy grip for the Mini or for the Lite as well.
Yeah.
But I just, for some reason, I don't know what it is, man. I'm not really a fan of handheld. I did do the 3DS a lot, because I was forced with Animal Crossing. But I don't know what it is. I don't know whether it's the screen. I don't know whether it's the Joy-Cons. You know what it is? It's the sticks. I hate the sticks.
Yeah.
They're just not, like, to me, there's nothing like a Pro Controller stick.
I'll give you that, man. I'll definitely agree with that, for sure.
And the buttons too. I love the big meaty buttons and the stick. And if they would just create a pair of Joy-Cons that were like the Pro Controller, which back at another time, I used to listen to a show called If We Were Nintendo, and they used to talk about that. They used to say like if they could create.
Seems like a no-brainer.
It does, right? You would be like, let's just do this, So. Yeah. Even if it was bulkier, like I wouldn't even mind if the Joy-Cons were bulkier. I wouldn't care. Just the fact that
they would do what the Satisfy grip does.
Pretty much, right?
Just kind of bulk it out a little bit.
Yeah.
You could even have it like wrap around the entire back of it too, but actually connect in. That'd be interesting.
I'd be all in. I'd be 100% all in on this. So the other thing that I wanted to...
So am I still a dink for like being so wrapped up about the whole cloud save thing?
Well, yeah, because you were just bullish with it. I think that
if my approach was more tactful. Okay, I'd be more correct about it.
If you were just more like not calling Nintendo fans idiots because they let this stuff slide, they probably would have been okay. But no, the thing is I'm still on the fence though. You know what I mean? Like I want them to do whatever they're going to do. Whatever they have their fix, get it done. It has to be done.
Mm-hmm.
But
that would have been, just imagine if it happened to me, if I did play it and I did lose my save. Oh, Bobby, it would have been over. I don't think I'd even have that Switch anymore. I think it would just be gone, dude.
That's possible. Mm-hmm. You'd have been like losing your mind.
Holy cow, it would just been, that would be bad. Or if Chelsea, it happens, I gotta find out a way if there's a manual backup or something. Even if you lose like a week or 3 weeks or whatever at this stage, like after putting hundreds of hours in, going back to zero,
that's hard, man.
What would you prefer? Would you go back to zero? Or would you prefer to like lose 3 weeks and not be sure where you were at that point?
With Animal Crossing?
Yeah, like if you lost like a month or whatever. If you were playing for 200 hours, you lost 100 hours. Would you rather just go back to scratch?
I probably would rather go back to scratch at that point.
Right? Yeah.
Because it'd be like, I gotta go. But it depends too. I kind of like the layout of my town, so I might just stick with it and rework it. But who knows?
Yeah.
Hopefully, again, knock on wood. Hopefully, I don't ever have to face this. Because it would be. It happened with me with New Leaf. Like I had like 200 hours into New Leaf, and this was a me problem. This was not a Nintendo problem. When I upgraded my SD card, I messed up and reformatted it before I actually transferred the data and lost all my save data.
Oh.
It wasn't just Animal, it was everything.
That's terrible.
Oh, it was horrible, dude.
Yeah, the general situation of just like, it seems like you could just be really screwed over with a lot of stuff is my general take on Nintendo stuff, unfortunately.
Yeah. And the thing was it was weird because with Animal Crossing or New Leaf, what it was the save data was saved to your SD card.
Yeah.
But the town was basically created on the cartridge.
The cartridge,
which was weird because in this one, it's one island per console. On that one, it's one island per cartridge. I just don't understand how they did that. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's whatever. But yeah, I'd be devastated, man.
I'm heartbroken for him.
I'd probably be on the phone with Doug Bowser, being like, "Yo, bro, we gotta have a problem here. We gotta straighten this out." But with him, I feel bad for Joey. I really do.
It's terrible. It's a terrible thing.
I feel like, it's just, I don't know what happened. It's just, it's terrible.
Did you hear about Jeff Keighley?
No, what happened to Jeff Keighley?
Jeff Keighley's doing the Summer of Gaming. He's doing 4 months of, because E3's gone, right?
Yeah.
So IGN's doing their thing in June, but basically starting in May, June, July, August, 4 months of digital news and events and announcements and all this stuff. It's like, it seems like he's even got more people signed on board than IGN did for theirs. Yeah, so it's with E3 kind of like dying away. It's like, now we'll have all this other stuff. But I also just saw that like Nintendo maybe is hinting that they're not going to have anything to talk about in that June kind of time slot.
Yeah, apparently that's what a lot of people are talking about right now, where they're saying that, and this blows me away. I can't stand clickbait media. Nintendo cancels their June Direct.
I know.
They never even announced it. Like, I could see if they announced it, then you could say they canceled. They never even announced it. Like, stop the nonsense.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's leaning. It sounds like it's leaning that way. But the thing is I don't think anybody can kind of fault anybody at this point.
Agreed.
We don't listen. We're in a weird place right now where where I live, half the country doesn't want to go back to work. They want to just keep doing what they were doing. They don't want to reopen the economy. And the other half is like, we got to get going. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, if you're a business owner, what do you do? Like, you can't, you don't know what's happening right now. Like, like, and Nintendo is trying, what I've understand is Nintendo's having issues because they're trying to figure out, for the first time ever, employees working remotely. And how that all works and everything that's happening. And I'm sure with game development, it's different. You know what I mean? Like, you can't take your computer home. Like, because you're also in that world of, like, you got to worry about it getting out. Like, someone hacking it and getting the game. You know what I mean? Like, leaks happening and stuff. So it's all confident. You know how super confidential Nintendo is. So in that case, it's like, what do they do? You know what I mean? Like, do you announce stuff that might not even come? Like, you're just going to announce stuff without dates? And because you know how people are. You know how fans are.
I think they're actually they're in a great spot. Right? They're basically number one. Is it fair to say that Nintendo's in the number one spot right now?
Absolutely.
Like, I know PlayStation has 100 million some odd units or whatever, but like Nintendo just had the best month ever.
Yeah.
Right. And I feel like you don't need to be doing that at that stage. It's easy to become complacent, and it's easy for somebody to come up and snatch that spot away from you. But like, everybody's in the exact same spot.
Yeah.
In terms of like not sure how the hell to announce games, and The Last of Us was delayed like 17 times or whatever, and like, thank God that's hell happening. But in terms of like even people going back to work, I was just talking to a friend of mine who runs a small business, and they're like, well, some of us are going to probably start going back to the office pretty soon, but like a couple of us take transit, and they're like, those people are basically exempt. Like, they're not going to be forced to come back to work because they don't want to force them to like get on a bus with 100 other sneezy people.
Yeah.
So
it's weird, man. It's a weird time.
They're good to hold off, man. I feel like that's the one thing that actually really helped, even the lead up to Animal Crossing. They were saying nothing.
Yeah.
We were talking like, where's the direct? And then all of a sudden they dropped this game, and it's like, well, we were so thirsty for something that the entire planet just bought this game all at once.
And the weird thing is I wonder now, will that happen with Xenoblade? Like, I wonder what's going to happen for Xenoblade at this time.
I wonder too.
Because the thing is it's another big meaty game. You know, it's a huge game. So is this going to be the game that carries people through the summer, more or less? Because you got to think about it, right? Nintendo puts out an Animal Crossing and puts nothing out.
Pretty much.
For what? March, April, May? For 2 months?
Seriously.
Like, what? We're actually almost 3, right? whatever it is. It doesn't matter. But the fact is, like, how do you just put a game out and then go, we'll get to the next one in a couple months? Like,
pretty much.
It's nuts.
They're set because they don't have to do it's the exact opposite of the launch of the Switch, where they had to prove like they've got a ton, and it was month after month after month after month, and it's like you don't have to do that anymore. People are still playing Mario Kart 8 and they're still buying Smash and everything. Like everything's done. Like the playbook has been kind of finished now. Doesn't it feel like Animal Crossing actually kind of completed the launch of the Switch?
It does feel. You know why? Because here's the thing. This is the weird thing. What Nintendo is actually doing now is they're going, we sold so many copies of this console. We sold so many units of this console to new players, people that didn't even own a Switch before, that now we're going to try to rope that back into the stuff that we had 2 years ago, where they're doing this Splatfest to kind of bring in new people. And they're doing this ARMS. They did the ARMS thing to kind of bring people into that game. And they're trying to retrofit this console to these new people, and to me it's unbelievable. Yeah,
because you wouldn't think of those games as like the games of service that you would on other games, on other systems. Like Splatoon's probably the closest thing to that. But I mean, Mario Kart could definitely be that game. I'd love to see like that battle pass kind of model applied to Mario Kart. Not necessarily like free to play, but like certainly like seasons and stuff like that, where you could,
if you think about it, you think about how God, my mind just went blank. The one with cars, soccer.
Oh, Rocket League. Yeah. Exactly.
You look how that Rocket Pass is. That like that. Man, that's what Nintendo should take with a Mario Kart. Like if you literally could be like, hey man, here's this, and then this game is just, we're gonna put out new tracks every so often. We're gonna bring in new characters that you can buy. Like, give us a good basis or whatever, or just say, hey, here's a character for free, but you can actually put like an avatar, like a me character in, and then you could buy skins and different things for that. Like, that would be awesome. You know what I mean? Like,
totally, man.
If you could actually take your character that's just a quasi avatar and just buy stuff for that character. Mario's still there, Luigi's still there, Yoshi's still there, but you could have your own me and actually just dress him up in all these different Nintendo outfits. Dude, they'd make a killing with that game.
It's so funny because like loot boxes become a swear word at this point, but like I never really minded how Overwatch did it, which was like you just play games and then you get a loot box and then maybe you'll get like a skin or a voiceover or something like that. And like I never really minded that, like mostly because I wasn't as into Overwatch as a lot of people were, where they were playing to get the thing, in which case they were often disappointed because it was such a low chance or whatever. But I can see myself like really getting back into Mario Kart just for like the chance for or to play towards getting the new skin or the cart or whatever, like which I guess kind of already is there. It's just a little different
to some degree, right?
Because you get so many coins or whatever, and they're like, you've unlocked a new thing. But you don't even know what those things are. Like they feel almost too random.
But the thing too is where I had a problem with loot boxes were when it was pay to win. Like that's
like paid loot boxes are no good.
I don't even mind. Like I don't even know if it's really a paid loot box or whatever what Fortnite does. I think that's more like, hey, here's the store. You want to buy gear, go buy gear. Same thing with Rocket League. But you do have these boxes that you could earn, so that way people don't have to buy it. Like, that's whatever. But I just don't like any, you're going to get this super fast cart if you pay $10. Everything should be equal. Like, that's the thing with Fortnite. Everything's equal. Every match is randomly generated. You're not buying better weapons. It's all the luck of, like, you could have the most amazing looking character and die within 5 seconds of that game.
Totally.
You know what I mean? Because it's just, it's all luck. It depends where you drop and what's in the area and all that stuff. So it's, if Mario Kart did something very similar to that, I'd be all over that, man.
Don't you think, like, they kind of got rid of that to some degree with, like, the different cart, like the style of cart that you're, whether it's a bike or whatever, or even like the style of wheels, like changes your speed and acceleration and stuff like that. They kind of leaned into that a little bit more this time. Whereas before it did seem like everybody was basically the same.
Well, and that's more, I mean, that's just more like auto racing.
Your play style.
Like, like exactly. Like, do you want something that's like faster acceleration, or do you want something that's faster top speed? And it's like, if you have fast acceleration, you won't have best top speed. And it's like,
Right.
what are you looking to accomplish? And that's, I mean, listen, that if you're a race car fan, that's how racing is. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you watch a NASCAR race, they gear them cars to be like, hey, the first 15 laps were the fastest car. But then, all of a sudden, the field starts to catch up as we start to lose a little bit, and they're faster in the long runs. And it's all a game of, like, what's the end of the race going to be? We're taking a gamble to say, at the end of the race, it's going to be a lot of wrecks, it's going to be a shootout. And this is what we need to be fast on the start. And that's kind of what it is with Mario Kart, where it's like, what type of style are you going to play? Are you going to, like, if you get hit with a red shell at the end of the race, you can't have something that's slow at the start.
Yeah.
You need to be able to pick up acceleration real quick, especially if you're like right by the exit or by the end of the race, the finish line. It's like you get hit with that red shell or blue shell. It's like, come on, pick up speed, you know. But if you don't have that fast acceleration, you're kind of screwed, and people are going to freight line you, you know.
It reminds me of, like, the original Super Mario Kart, where it's like, who the hell picks Bowser? You know, like he's not winning anything.
No,
You know what I mean?
He's so big.
It's just not gonna work.
Yeah.
It's not gonna work for
Same
you.
with Donkey Kong. Like, it's just
Same with
like,
Donkey Kong. Yeah.
you know.
Bobby, I have to ask if you're outraged about something. As a Nintendo diehard,
Oh boy.
one of your exclusives just went to Stadia.
What exclusive is that?
Octopath Traveler is now available, or about to be available, on Google Stadia. And I love that this is news to you right now, because I get, like, a genuine, like, what, like, do you care?
Is it? Wait a minute. Which version is it though?
I don't know, like Octopath
Well,
Traveler.
there was two versions. There was a PC version that was happening. That was, I think the Nintendo one is exclusive to Nintendo.
What's exclusive about it? Like, what's different about it?
I think they made some changes to it. I don't know exactly what it was, but if I'm not mistaken, because this was going to PC a while back. But regardless, it doesn't matter. I don't care. It's not a Nintendo game. It'd be like, if this was. This is the thing. People make such news about this stuff, and it's like, if this was Mario, then I'd be like, whoa, what are you doing? You know what I mean? But, like, this is Square Enix. Now, yes, Nintendo published it and produced it, but, like, this is also a thing where, you know, it makes sense for Nintendo. You make money. And I think, if anything, Microsoft has showed Nintendo the way of, like, hey,
right on their own platform.
Yeah, this is not an exclusive. I wouldn't be surprised if Octopath ended up on Xbox, to be honest with you.
That'd be crazy.
And I'm surprised Phil's not pushing for it, especially now. Seeing that it's going to Stadia, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets in there.
That's my take on it.
Yeah.
Why Stadia? My take on it is, like, why Stadia? If you're going to put it on something not Switch, is like, why the hell go over there?
Dumb. Like, I know Donnie Reese is probably flipping out. Him and Jared are probably flipping out because their Stadia, you know, marks. But I would not waste my money on
I don't think Donnie's a Stadia.
I know. Just kidding.
You're just trying to get
I'm just trying to get a little rise out of Donnie, that's all. You ruined it. I had, like, a straight face going, and then you made me start laughing. You broke me.
Donnie and I are good buddies, man.
I know, but still, I had it, and I was, like, going to just let it go with me just acting like I just dropped that.
I know, but I can't.
And then you made me laugh, and now...
This is the thing, is you say things, and somehow it comes back on me for, like, okay, you're going to let him get away with that? And
well,
it's like, I was the one who said it.
Anyway, the point is like, I don't understand why Stadia. I don't. That just befuddles me. They must have threw a lot of money at him. That's the only thing I can figure. But for me, it's like, whatever. And I think that, you know, because there's also rumors that Bayonetta 2 is going to go to other platforms.
Yeah.
I think they're talking about actually Xbox and PlayStation, it going over there. Now, Bayonetta 3 will come out and be exclusive to Nintendo for a while or whatever. But I don't. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like Breath of the Wild's going over there. It's not like, you know, Mario Kart's going over there. So it doesn't bother me. You know what I mean? Like, Nintendo has so much in the wheelhouse. And plus, you're talking, 3 years later? Who cares?
Exactly. That's the thing. So what if, like, 3 years later, like, Mario Kart went on other... Like, that'd be a big deal.
That would be huge. That would be huge.
Even, no matter the time frame. No matter what. Yeah.
And Nintendo will never do that. That's something that Nintendo will never do.
But can you imagine, though, like, how many copies it would sell? You put it on PlayStation, which has 110 million units. You put Mario Kart 8 on there, go crossplay.
Yeah, but the problem is I think where Nintendo gets worried is a game like Mario Kart, a game like Smash, they're system sellers.
Totally.
So you don't want to put.
I'm not suggesting these
Yeah,
should do this.
no. I know. But I'm just saying, like, Nintendo would never do that because you run the risk of, hey, we put that over there, and it helps them sell more units. Because think about it, right?
Yeah.
If you put Mario Kart 8 on PlayStation, right, and you go, hey, this is more powerful, we're able to do more, and all this stuff, right?
It probably looks better.
It would probably look better, right?
Yeah.
How many people would actually go out? How many Nintendo fans would legitimately, that don't own a PlayStation, would go buy a PlayStation? Now, what are you doing? You're helping your enemy bolster their numbers. You know what I mean? And that's something you don't want to do. Ultimately, that's something that you want to do. Like, you want to make money, but you don't want to make money on the backs of helping your, competition grow. So I think that would be the only thing that would be like, no, let's not do that. So, but at the end of the day, like, I'm with you. Like, I could see more of this stuff happening as time goes on. Like I said, I think Nintendo learned a lot from Xbox bringing their games over, and they're not Xbox exclusive game. Like, they are, but they're not. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
Cuphead.
It's not like Forza. It's not. Yeah.
It's not like.
And Cuphead makes sense there. Like, the games they brought over make sense.
Yes.
Ori and Cuphead. There must have been something else, but those are the two that come to mind. First of all.
Yeah.
But those are basically like those are games created by people who grew up on Nintendo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is a lot of people right now, but
yeah. One thing that's got me a little excited again, but every time, man, these teases, and then they just yank the rug out from underneath of me.
I know.
But there's a rumor that Mother 3 is being.
Oh, what is that? There was a tweet. There was a Japanese tweet or something I saw, but I couldn't really understand what the heck it was.
Basically saying that it was translated to English or something like that, and it's kind of ready to go to some degree. But at the same time, there was something that was really cool that's being done. They're making a book in Japanese. That's all the dialogue from all the. My understanding is all the Mother games. Those games are really well written.
Yeah.
And Itoi is a great writer. That's what he does for a living. He's a writer. And he took this book or this idea to Nintendo, and that's what created this whole thing. I would love this game to come. Like, man, I have the fans translated one. I just don't want to play it on such a small screen. The 3DS is just a little postage stamp, man. Or not the 3DS. It's the it's Game Boy Advance. It's such a postage stamp. And it's like, I don't want to play on that, man. It's so hard to just really get into it because the music is so fantastic. And it's really good. Like, I played enough of that game to just stop and go, I need to play this on a bigger screen. Because there was rumors back on the Wii U when they put Earthbound Beginnings out on the Wii U. We had only had Earthbound. And then they put Earthbound Beginnings out, which is the original Mother game. That comes, and then they had Earthbound for years, whatever. And then there was a rumor that, oh man, we're gonna get Mother 2 or Mother 3, Earthbound 2 within the year. Never happened. And then Emily came out when the Switch came out, and she basically said like, hey, it's being translated, it's coming. And then nothing ever happened. And then there was that rumor that there was some parts in the game that were too that Nintendo didn't feel comfortable bringing to the United States, and I'm like, what the heck? Like, what is going on? Now, I do know for a fact that they did pull some stuff out of the original Mother game to Earthbound. It was some religious things that they took out, like there was crosses and stuff that they took out of the game because in Japan they don't mean anything, but in the United States it would have upset a lot of people. But at the end of the day, I just want this game. And if this game comes to the Switch, this is the game, I'm going to be honest with you. Right now, nothing is breaking me out of Animal Crossing. This is the game that would break me out of Animal Crossing.
Come on, would it really?
Yeah, man. It is so emotional and so amazing. I would literally stop Animal Crossing to play.
Okay, so this gets into, like, that's kind of crazy hype territory, Bobby. And when my question was going to be, like, what... Is it possible for people to be disappointed by this? Like, because there's such high expectations... Like, is it even possible that, like, maybe it just misses the mark? Or, like, people don't really get why people are hyped about it? Like, isn't that... We're into Nintendo silly hype when you say things like that.
Listen, I know what...
Like, there's no chance?
No, man, because I know what Earthbound was.
Yeah.
Right? And Earthbound was such a gut-wrenching... Like, I can't say because I don't want to be spoilery, But dude, that end of Earthbound, I literally cried. Like literally cried. Because the moment of something happening was just like, wow.
How long is that game? I think I might have to go back.
Only like, I think it was like 20, 30 hours.
Oh, really?
It's not super long.
Oh, interesting.
If you played it without a strategy guide, it's long. But you probably should get a strategy guide just to help you a little bit, because it's tough.
I'm pretty dumb.
The main thing with Earthbound is it's grindy.
Oh, is it?
But it's not like, it's a fun grindy type thing.
I want to check that out.
Because you actually see the enemies on the city, so you run after them and stuff. And then as you get more powerful, they run from you, and you just whatever. Or,
that's amazing.
Yeah, or you get to this point where it's like, and then when you just touch them, and it's an instant kill, and you get this like. You know
that's great.
So you hit them, and then like you run into them, and it's like an instant kill because you're too powerful, and then you get the experience and stuff right away.
How is that not a thing in like most other games at this point? Because that sounds incredible.
It's good.
I've never played it, obviously.
Oh, you gotta play it. You have.
We got the Wii U set up upstairs, man. We gotta.
You won't be disappointed. I'm telling you, it's really, the music's fantastic. And the nice thing is, it's pixel art, right? Mm-hmm. It's timeless. Yeah. It actually comes full circle where it looks amazing. So for me, Mother 3 is, like I said, I played just enough of it that, man, it tugged at the heartstrings like within 10 minutes of this game. And I'm like, I need more.
Okay, but serious question, where would you have dropped it? Like this, we just talked about like 3 years of basically like wrapping up the launch of the Switch, and it's been like nonstop. Mm-hmm. Like there's been games all the time, whether it's Nintendo or third party.
Let's be fair, right? Every year of the Switch, the early part of the year has been trash.
That's true.
So, and not only that, like year 2 wasn't so great. Like year 1, fantastic. Year 3, amazing. Year 2, was it? I don't know. Like, especially that early part of the year. So they easily could have put that game out in January, and it would have killed. You know what I mean? Like it would have been great. So I would have just put it out then, because also a role playing game, you kind of want to give some space and back everybody away from it to kind of like, hey man, this is what we're doing. But for my dollars to donuts, like that would be everything. Like I would just, like I said, I would literally stop Animal Crossing to play it. Now I would try to, the minute I beat it, I would go right back to Animal Crossing. But I love it. Love it. So much so, Sean, that I'm like, I want to try to reach out to this guy that created Earthbound in his Animal Crossing game, because I just want to go check out the town.
I love that. It doesn't look so amazing.
Oh my god, dude!
It's perfect.
It's amazing.
It's so much work, though.
It is. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, man. That what they did, people don't even comprehend how much work that was, because that's all paths and patterns, man. That's all paths and pattern. That takes time to do. So, but I gotta go, man.
I gotta go first. You can't leave me. I'm gonna leave you.
I already left. See you.
I'm gone.
Thank you for listening to A Cuppa Joe Nintendo, a production of the You, Me, and Capri Patreon. If you like the show, you can support them at patreon.com, You, Me, Capri. A Cuppa Joe Nintendo is available on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and all of your other podcast services. Be sure to follow Bobby at Nintendo Gurus on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. For everything that Sean does on the internet, follow him on Twitter, at Sean Capri. Sean like Connery, Capri like the pants. Also, twitch.tv, Sean Capri. That is all. Peace out, Preston.